Hello, I'm James and I'm the head coach of Excelsior Athletic Development Club, and today we're going to have a look at 3 exercises for middle distance runners. By middle distance runners we're talking about 800 metre runners or milers, we're not talking about long distance joggers. Anyway, so 3 aspects, okay. First of all is hip control. So I noticed that we get a lot of middle distance runners, they're quite weak, so these are strengthening exercises that you can do at home with really minimal specialist equipment. So hip strength is really important, and so one of the exercises we're doing is to work on control around the buttocks, so the gluteus medius, gluteus minimus here. Okay, so a mini band is a useful tool, so not too much resistance, just enough there, and you put it around your ankles like this, go into a quarter squat position and then push back like this. And if you notice my knee, I'm trying to keep my knee stable. What you'll notice is when you try it first, or many people start doing this, they start doing this. So they find it really hard to control this area and do that at the same time. So I'll demonstrate from this side as well. So this knee stays still, you push back, and there. You can do it without the band, but the band helps. Okay? So that's to control the hip area around there. That's just one exercise. Exercise number 2, you can either use a water bottle like this, or a light dumbbell. And again, it's not about the weight, it's about the control. So another hip control exercise is, as you probably know, when you run, you want this free hip here, higher than this hip. So if you're running like this, it's like trying to run or cycle on a bike with flat tyres. Okay? So we're just trying to pump up the tyres here. Pump up the tyres here by having this hip free. So I've got one of each just to show I'm off balance here. But all I do is I raise this hip up and push the other hand. Push. Push. You see the opposite arm and leg. Just as when you run, using the opposite arm and leg, okay, and you can do it without the resistance, but it's a bit harder to feel it. The resistance here, so it's not to be skull crushing resistance, just enough so you can feel that you're having to stretch up here. Stretch up, okay. A variation of that is to do it kneeling down. So I'm kneeling down upright like this, and then I punch up. So it's a bit faster, so you want to generate some speed into your training. Punch. Okay, and change size. Oh, sorry. Punch. Punch. Okay, from the side. There. There. All of these exercises I've shown you at the moment, about 5 each side to start off with, and to get the control and the technique, and then maybe do up to sets of 10. But these are not like endurance exercises where you're just trying to do more and more. It's better to do them well, repeat. Well, repeat. The final exercise is a single leg exercise, and this is to work on hamstring control. Okay, so the hamstring, as you know, when you run, the pelvis is moving, and the hamstrings are control of that. Sorry, the other leg. So here, as you from the recovery position after you've pushed off here, you're trying to bring this leg through. So, we call this a single leg hip hinge into a lunge. Sounds complicated. So, you stand on one leg, hinge, there. Stand on one leg, hinge, there. So, the knee slightly bent, there. Try that start off with, to see if you've got your balance or not. Okay, balance, there. Balance, there. Okay. Once you feel like you've got your balance, you can make it a bit faster and go into a lunge. Okay? So this is replicating or something like the running action. Hamstring here, stretch the hamstring, into a lunge. Hamstring, into a lunge. So some people talk about lifting heavy weights and stuff for middle distance running. That's way down the line, and we're not trying to isolate, apart from the glute medius, single muscle groups, trying to replicate the movements we do in running and add resistance to them. Okay, so it's resistance training with some coordination, or coordination training with some resistance. And so we're working on glute medius, the hip control here, and then the hamstring with the pelvis too. Okay, have fun.